One of the first places that come to mind when you want to relax from the intense and not always pleasant atmosphere of Santiago and delve into the beauty of the Pacific coast for a couple of days is the agglomeration of an old city of Valparaíso and the resort site of Viña del Mar, and today our adventure brings us there. A couple of words about Santiago, a very diverse and ambiguous megapolis. This is when the first impression is the key, and it is very important to start your acquaintance with the city from the right side, what we completely failed, to be honest. From the side of the Andes, Santiago is a fashionable, modern, highly developed city that meets all the standards of the best urban spaces, while the outskirts on the opposite sides are often creepy and extremely poor. As you can see, our today's escape from Santiago led us through something in the middle between the urban paradise and the slums insanity, and revealed something more of the industrial environment rather than a living neighborhood. The overall distance is about 100 kilometers, so you can easily make all the way in an hour and a half, moving on the perfect Chilean highways. One thing that came to mind is that because Santiago is turned to the coast with its evil side, it may spoil the impression that you are moving towards something cinematically picturesque, nice and vibrant. But, resuming my part of the story, don't take this impression seriously, the real beauty starts a bit later.
We left Santiago and hit the road to Valparaiso. It's been about 110 kilometers away. Somewhere halfway, we realized we were running low on gas, and there was no gas stations on our side of the road. Not the first time that has happened to us, just endless highway and zero fuel options. Somehow, and I don't really know how, we made it. The tank finally gave up just few kilometers before Valparaiso, right when we started descending the last hill. So we basically coasted all the way down in neutral. At the bottom, we managed to switch lanes and finally reached the gas station. We filled up the tank, and that one tank would be enough to explore the whole coast for the next 7 days. So we arrived in Valparaiso on a grey, cloudy day, actually. The city felt a bit muted at first, colors less vibrant, streets quieter than we expected. But even through the clouds, there was something about it. The layers of hills, the faded facades, the quiet coast. No picture perfect maybe, but definitely full of a character. We spent the first few days exploring Valparaiso, Chile's historic port city built on steep hills overlooking the Pacific. Once the country's most important seaport, Valparaiso is now known for its art street, crumbling charm, and bohemian spirit. The city's chaotic layout isn't accidental. It grew without a plan, climbing up 42 hills, each with its own character. And instead of subway lines, it has century-old funiculars, creaking elevators that carry you up and down the slopes. It's messy, it's a little wild, but that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. While walking along the waterfront, we passed by a small fish market near the port. Fresh salmon, shrimps, way more cheaper than in supermarket. That's where we tried ceviche for the first time. It was just a plastic cup, a squeeze of lime, and a handful of cilantro. But honestly, one of the best things I've eaten in Chile so far. Just a minute further down the waterfront, past the market, we found a strange little spot. It looked pretty ordinary, until we realized it was where they sometimes dump leftover fish. And guess who shows up for their feast? Sea lions! So massive, loud and stinky. It was best day in my life. After Uruguay and Argentina, prices in Chile were a pleasant surprise. At the local markets, most things cost around $1 or even less. Strawberries, grapes, fresh vegetables, 1 kilo for about $1. Everything fresh, adorable, and easy to find. It made everyday shopping simple and enjoyable. One of the things that makes Valparaiso unique is its street art. The city isn't just covered in graffiti, it is graffiti. Walls, staircases, doors, almost every surface is painted. It doesn't feel at all like vandalism and more like the city speaking in color. Even just walking around becomes an experience. You never know what you'll see around the next corner. Valparaiso didn't just end up full of street art. It became a canvas for reason. After the decline of the port in the late 20th century, the city struggled economically. Artists started using the empty walls as a way to bring life back to the streets, and over time it became part of the city's identity. Local authorities eventually embraced it, even supporting some of the larger murals. Now it's not just tolerated, it's celebrated. Street art here isn't decoration, it's culture, memory, and maybe even resistance, and definitely it's pride. Getting around Valparaiso means going up and down a lot. The city is built on more than 40 steep hills, and to connect them, they use something special, ascensors. These old funiculars have been running for over a century. They creak, they move slow, but they are still one of the most iconic parts of the city. Some are still used daily by locals, other mostly by tourists. Riding one feels like stepping into another time, and seeing the city from above makes it all worth it. From Valparaiso, it's easy to get to Viña del Mar, just a short ride along the coast on the local train. The trip takes about 15 minutes and costs less than $1. The ride itself is worth it. The train runs right along the sea line, with views of the ocean the whole way. Viña del Mar feels like a different world compared to Valparaiso. It's cleaner, little bit calmer, and more polished, definitely, with palm-lined boulevards, gardens, and modern buildings. Often called La Ciudad Jardín, the Garden City, it's one of the Chile's most popular beach destinations. The city is also known for its flower clock, a working clock made entirely of real plants. It's a bit touristy, but still charming. People come here for the white sandy beaches, summer festivals, and a more laid-back atmosphere. It's where city life meets vacation mode. Honestly, Viña del Mar is definitely a place I could see myself living. Vibe here is so relaxed. The beautiful beaches, green spaces, and easy access to both the ocean and the city's amenities. It feels like a perfect balance of city life and nature. The slower pace, combined with the modern conveniences and the constant sea breeze, makes it a peaceful yet vibrant place to call home. On one of the next days, we decided to ride to another small town, El Quisco. It's about 70 kilometers from Valparaíso, and this time we took the motorcycle. One of the coolest parts of the trip actually happened before we got there, the road itself. We went through a forest with steep climbs and sharp turns. Riding through it on a motorcycle was a pure joy, the kind of road that makes you feel free. Quisco is a small, peaceful town tucked away in the hills of central Chile. It's not a place filled with tourists, and that's exactly why we decided to check it out. There's not much to do here actually, but that's part of its charm. We simply walked along the shore, enjoying the calm of ocean and taking the tranquility of the place. It was definitely a perfect spot to spend a peaceful day, away from the crowd, just to relax. Just 20 kilometers north of Valparaíso is the small town of Concón. It's a quiet coastal place known for its beautiful beaches and peaceful atmosphere. And I haven't even mentioned the views. Driving along the Pacific Ocean, the scenery is absolutely breathtaking. The ocean stretches out endlessly, with cliffs and rolling hills that seem to drop straight into the water. Every curve of the road reveals another stunning view. It's one of those places where you could just keep driving, lost in the beauty of it all. One of the most interesting things about Concón is its massive sand dunes. The town is home to one of the largest dune systems in Chile, stretching along the coast. These dunes ride high above the ocean, creating a unique landscape where you can feel like you're in a desert with a Pacific breeze in the air. Obviously, it's a popular spot for sandboarding, but even if you're not into that, it's just fun to climb. And that's a wrap on our time exploring Valparaíso, Viña del Mar, El Quisco and Concón. Each place had its own beauty and unique charm, from the vibrant street art of Valparaíso to the peaceful beaches of Concón. Thanks for coming along with us. See you in the next adventure.